Hello, my name is Sophia Beauvais, and today I'm going to be presenting my PowerPoint on where are flying cars. So today's PowerPoint is going to be talking about Peter Thiel's theory. Peter Thiel is an American entrepreneur and a co-founder of PayPal. Thiel's theory talks about how the US is lacking in making investments on technology, and we are a consumer nation versus countries like China and Germany, where they are more oriented towards investments. So, where are our flying cars? Are we going to continue on in this technological era, or are we going to fall behind and become a consumer nation? The problems: finding ways to support technological development and earning outstanding returns for our investments. So, what does this mean? Finding ways to support technological development and earning outstanding returns for investment basically talks about how the government doesn't support us in advancing our technology. It costs a lot of money, and when we create low rewarding websites, obviously we are not going to be getting those billions and billions of dollars that we want and need. There's still no cure for cancer. There's still no rocket to Neptune, obviously, and we still need to search for these solutions, and we need to advance in our technology, and we need to invest on the future versus investing on consumerism. So, why should we invest? Well, let's talk about this video that I included in this PowerPoint. It's on Thiel versus Google, who is Eric Schmidt, and he's the founder of Google, and they talk about how Google is not becoming an innovative company anymore. I'm going to be playing the closed captions just in case you can't read it, but in minute 155, so when Thiel says you have $50 billion, Google, why aren't you investing it? He's basically calling them out and saying they are no longer an innovative company because they are not making those investments towards more interesting and creative ideas, and they're not investing their money in that. Obviously, it's not going to be growing, and he's basically calling them out and saying that they are no longer innovative enough. Versus companies like Amazon, where they do make a lot of money, but they make that bunches of money because they get those tax cuts because they invest in themselves again. So, moving back onto the PowerPoint. After talking about that, where exactly should we invest? Well, in the first picture I provided here, that's on a rocket ship, and that's supposed to represent space and transportation. Well, the 1960s would be disappointed in us currently for our space exploration. Although, for our transportation, it hasn't advanced in over 30 years, according to Thiel. Thiel stated, crossing the Atlantic actually takes longer now than before. Moving along, obviously we need to advance with our transportation, but there's other issues, including biotechnology. Thiel believes we can create another revolution, but we lack data, capital intensity, and medical approaches on biotechnology. Just because we had that green revolution before doesn't mean we can't have it again. Prescriptive drugs still cost a lot of money, and we don't see any advancements with that. Because the technology isn't supported and the government funds just aren't there, and there isn't enough research on it. Moving on to sustainable energy. When we talk about energy, we need to create a sustainable energy source that is going to be better than the current energy source that we have now. Thiel relates by saying, if we saw a company better and more convenient to Amazon, would we still use Amazon? Obviously not. So, we need to create those alternative to alternatives, as he says. Although solar and wind are a resource available now, they may not be the best, and we still need to advance our technology and research on sustainable energy sources. There's still the ocean, which has a lot of water, and maybe we can figure out how to have cleaner water and just solutions like that. Moving on to software and hardware and advances in machines and those. So, Thiel talks about how Japan is leading with the most industrial robots, but these robots are good, although they have limited versatility. They are still extremely expensive. And although our software has advanced greatly, why hasn't our hardware? Thiel brings up those major problems, and he says it is essential to a genuine robot revolution if we can actually advance in them and make them affordable. versus having pointless robots. When Thiel talks about the internet, he's basically saying that we can't create these foo-foo companies. We can't say that we are not advancing in internet anymore because we've only had 2 decades with it. We still need to research and find better companies to use. And only the great companies are the ones that are unique. So, where do you stand? Are you willing to wait and research and advance and have government support? Are you still going to hop on those social media trends and online dog websites? Where are you in this problem? And then this is my bibliography, and I hope you guys enjoy and have a lovely night.